Welcome to cashinpoker.com. In this video, you will learn the rules of Texas Hold'em Poker. It's a game where 2 or more players can get involved. In this example, we will show you a 6-player poker game, the most popular form of poker on the internet. In each round, one player posts the small blind and another player posts the big blind. These are compulsory bets for these 2 players. The other 4 players can play for free. To make it fair, in the next round, a different player has to post the small blind and a different player has to post the big blind. There are 4 betting rounds in a game of poker. In the first round, called the pre-flop round, the player acting next to the big blind position begins. There are 3 different options this player can take. He can call, which means putting in the big blind. Or he can raise, which means putting in more money than the big blind. The last option is folding, which means you throw your cards away. The next player will also have similar options, to call, fold, or raise. Once every player has contributed the same amount of money, the chips are moved to the middle of the table, and the second round, the flop round, begins. In the second round, 3 community cards are dealt face up on the poker table. Every player can use his 2 private cards and the 3 community cards to form a 5-card poker hand. The small blind player is the first to act. He can check, which means not betting anything. Or he can bet by putting some money in the middle, which other players will have to match if they want to stay in the game. The final option is to fold, which means throw your cards away. Just like in the pre-flop round, once someone has finished acting, the player to his left will act. Let's say that the first player bet 10 chips. The next player can either fold or call, which means matching the bet of 10 chips. Or he can raise, which means putting in more than 10 chips, such as 30 chips. Once everyone has contributed the same amount of money, the third betting round, the turn round, begins. 1 more community card will be dealt on the table, which means there are now 6 cards available to you, 2 in your hand and 4 on the table. You can use any 5 out of the 6 cards to form a 5-card poker hand. How you play in the third betting round is exactly the same as how you play in the second betting round. Once everyone has contributed the same amount of money in the turn round, we come to the last betting round, the river round. 1 more community card will be dealt face up on the poker table, which means there are now 7 cards available to you, 2 in your hand and 5 on the table. You can use any 5 out of the 7 cards to form a 5-card poker hand. The fourth betting round is played in exactly the same way as the second and third betting rounds. After the 4 rounds of betting, any player remaining has to show his cards in the showdown. Whoever has the best 5-card poker hand wins the pot. The rest lose. It's a winner-takes-all game. And that's why poker is attractive. Because when you win big. With a lot of money on the line, you should be careful with your betting decisions. Your decision to either bet, fold, call, raise or check should depend on how strong your 5-card poker hand is. Now I will teach you how poker hands are ranked. There are 10 different categories of 5-card poker hands, which are ranked in this order. The weakest category is high cards, where your hand does not even form a pair. In this example, a king-high high cards is used. The next category is 1 pair, where there are two cards of the same rank in your hand. In this example, a pair of 8s is used. The next category is two pair, where you have two pairs in your hand. We are showing two pairs, kings and 5s in this situation. The next category is three of a kind, where there are three cards of the same rank in your hand. In this example, we are showing a three of a kind aces. The next category is straight, where there are 5 consecutive cards in your hand, such as a queen high straight, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, as shown on the screen. An ace can count as 1 or ace. So ace 2, 3, 4, 5 is a straight. However, queen, king, ace 2, 3 is not a straight. The next category is flush, where there are 5 cards of the same suit in your hand. In this example, this hand is a flush because all cards are of the diamond suit. The next category is full house, where you have a three of a kind and a pair in your hand. For example, having 7, 7, 7, 9, 9, as displayed on the screen, shows that you have a full house, 7s full of 9s. The next category is 4 of a kind, where you have 4 cards of the same rank in your hands. In this example, we are showing a 4 of a kind 9s. The next category is straight flush, where you have a straight and a flush in your hand. On the screen, we are showing an example of an 8 high straight flush. The ultimate daddy is the royal flush, where you have an ace high straight flush. If 2 hands are in the same category, the one with the higher card wins. For example, ace, king, jack, 9, 8 beats ace, king, 10, 9, 8. In the next example, ace, ace, 5, 5, 9 beats king, king, queen, queen, 9. 2 pairs of aces and 5s are better than 2 pairs of kings and queens, because you only compare the higher pairs first. And because the pair of aces is higher than the pair of kings, it instantly means that 2 pairs of aces and 5s are better than the 2 pairs of kings and queens. An 8, 9, 10, jack, queen straight beats a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight, because, although both hands are straights, you compare the highest cards. Since the queen is higher than the 10, we instantly know that 8, 9, 10, jack, queen beats 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should now have an overall understanding of the rules of Texas Hold'em. If you are interested to know a bit more about poker and have questions you might want answered, such as which hands are good to play with and which hands to fold, and how much should you bet exactly, go to cashinpoker.com, where a top poker professional with millions of dollars in winnings will give you these answers for free. Thanks for watching. Cash in Poker wishes you success at the tables.